I guess where would you evaluate where you guys are at as a defense? I know it's an experienced group, but where would you say you're at in terms of prepping for them compared to where you might like to be?
I feel like we're really close. I think the main thing that, as far as a defense like us, we got to do a great job of just make sure we're operating correctly. Not a lot of mental mistakes at practice the past few days. Guys are really focused and locked in. I think that's the most important thing, is to make sure that we put in a lot of work, a lot of immense amount of work. So we want to make sure that it all comes to the field on Saturday.
Louisville's got a really good receiver in Tutu Atwell, who had a good game against you guys last year. I believe 5 receptions, 145 yards, 29 yards per reception. I guess, what's it take to slow him down that you guys are going to have to do this time around to prevent him or someone else from having a day like that again?
He's definitely an electric football player. He did the same thing in the ACC throughout the year. I think the most important thing is just be aware, play smart, understand his strengths, all right, and make sure we use our strengths to our advantage as well. And just do a great job of understanding where he's located on the offense and the things that he likes to do. I think Coach Satterfield and Coach Leffert do a great job of moving him around and getting him the football. We just have to play smart and be very aware.
Coach, with Cunningham at quarterback, I know you've talked about him a little bit more, but now just a few days away, what's it going to take to contain him where he does have the ability to throw the ball a little bit and he can take off and run anytime?
Yeah, he's a talented quarterback. Like I said, they've done a great job of developing him as an overall quarterback. He's always been a great football player. This is the third year, I think, going against him. And one of these days I'm going to get a chance to tell him, I was the defensive coordinator at Western Kentucky, and you're a good football player and you give us a lot of headaches. I think the most important thing is understanding when he's in the pocket, he can throw it and run it. All right, so we got to do a great job of containing him inside and making him, if he's going to scramble, we got to do a great job of plastering our routes. His option, the way he runs the option is very electric and very dangerous, so we have to be disciplined in our fits, and that's what we've been working on.
I know we just talked about Tutu Atwell. He's probably the main guy that gets a lot of attention for them just because of what he's done. But who else do you feel like you really need to worry about out wide like that?
I really think that offensive lines, they do a good job of working together. You got Robbie Bell and Donis Boone as be the new tackle for those guys, and just the way they run the zone play. I think Javon Hawkins, the running back, is a really good player. He's electric. He can take it the distance. They got Fitzpatrick, who's been there for a long time. He's a big-time playmaker. They have some other guys. The tight ends do a great job, Marshall Ford and Ian. I think we got to just do a great job of just understanding where those guys are. And they have another younger receiver named Justin Marshall, who's emerged as well as a playmaker that they like to get the ball to. So our hands are full. Our guys understand who they are, and we know they're a good football team. We just got to play smart and understand the situations that we're in.
Coach, is Jeff Lights from WBKL. You talked about a number of guys on their offense. Is there anybody in particular on your defense that you need a great performance from to come out and get a win on Saturday?
Yes, I wish I could name all those guys. You know what I mean? I think everything with this football team and this defense starts up front. And a lot of times I said it before that a lot of these plays can end up front. I think our defensive line has to do a great job of starting with Jeremy Darvin and Jalen Madden and Ricky Barber. We need those guys to do a great job inside. Our defensive ends need to do a great job of setting the edge. And I think, I can go through the whole defense, but I would start up front with our defensive tackles and our defensive ends. We need those guys to come through and obviously, stop the running game.
In terms of those guys coming through, Coach Satterfield on Monday during his Zoom conference, press conference, whatever you want to call it, with a lot of their skill guys coming back, he said there was maybe a little bit of questions on their offensive line in terms of how they might perform, just because there are some new pieces there. I guess, how would you feel like you guys match up with their O-line?
Well, when you're going against a Power 5 offensive line, they're going to have the prototypical size and strength, and I think those guys move very well. I think our D-line can kind of match up against a lot of the offensive lines in this league from ability standpoint. I want our guys to go out and play with great confidence, use their technique, get off the blocks, and make plays when the plays present themselves and play within the framework of the defense. I think our guys can match up against a lot of offensive lines throughout the country. So I'm very, very proud of where they've come.
Anything else for Coach?
Hey, Coach. Logan Hansen with Best Version Media Sports. How important is it to have a guy like Dangelo Malone on your defense be able to kind of take away that option that they have over there at Louisville?
The good thing about Dangelo, like I said, it's definitely been great to have a guy like him on our defense. I think our players, they enjoy playing with him, because of what he does on the field and what it does for them as well. It gives them an opportunity to absolutely, know that he's going to be in his spot and vice versa. He loves playing with his teammates just as much as they love playing with him.
And I don't know how much you read into predictions or bold predictions by ESPN, but they named you as one of the rising coordinators for the Conference USA yesterday. Just how does that kind of feel to get that recognition for the work you do with the defense there?
Well, somebody actually sent it to me yesterday. I was on a group text with a bunch of coaches, and they was giving me a hard time about it. I actually never saw the actual thing, but those things are cool and dandy, you know what I mean? But it's time to play football now. The award season is not really to the end, So, but I think it's, to me, it shows what our guys have done, how far we've come here as a defense. It says a lot about the defensive staff, just as much as my name may be the one that's on it, but it says a lot about our defensive staff as well.